Okay, you guys, we are back, baby, with another banging video. In this video, we are gonna talk about Sean Diddy Combs' prison release date. It has been bumped up to a month earlier than the last updated prison release date. And yes, I'm being specific with my words and very intentional because his prison release date, it every couple of months, it gets bumped up to an additional month or few. And it makes you really question what is going on. We know that he wanted to go to he wanted to go to Fort Dix. His legal team petitioned for him to go there because, he was like a first time offender and he never offended any woman because none of the women got justice in the trial besides the judge basically saying he had to charge Diddy $500,000 because what he did to Cassie was cruelty, and by law he cannot allow Diddy to just walk away from what he did to Cassie. So he had to charge him the maximum, which was $500,000, and he could not charge him more than that. He wanted to, but Aaron Subramania was like, I want to, because there was no trial for Cassie or any of the other women in this trial. So he had to do the biggest victim, justice, because Cassie had all the signs of a ST victims, the bruises, the dehydration, we know Cassie is already petite. And can you imagine a petite woman? You're looking at her and you're seeing extreme weight loss. Judge Aaron Subramania was like, no, boo-boo, we're gonna have to charge you. So he charged Diddy $500 million for the abuse to Cassie, right? So he petitioned after sentencing to go to Fort Dix because it's like a luxury prison. You have outdoor access, library, you could go back to school, get a degree or two while you're behind bars. So when he got to Fort Dix, it provided him with all the luxuries and opportunity to consistently petition his case and to get time shaved off his sentencing. And that is what he has been doing, and it has been working somewhat in his favor. And now, a few days ago, we learned that he had a brawl behind bar because this man is the devil's advocate, and it's just true. He doesn't know how to, keep it peaceful. But this time around, however, they're saying really, because I've been looking at different reports and I've been looking at people who sometimes people claim that they have gotten tips from inside the prison, but it's like clip farming. Content creators know that the space is so competitive. They have to come with something that looks appealing, sounds appealing to their audience. So they will, tweak stuff, flake stuff a bit, to their advantage. And honey, I'm going to tell you, the space is a fight and it is tight because now you have the media outlets that are terminating people's show from their network because like hell, the content creators out here, they keep reinventing themselves. And the media outlets are looking at these journalists like, damn, what do y'all go to school for? These content creators are giving you all a run for your money. We need to start copying because we have become the blueprint for many of these networks. But moving on, talk about that another time. So Mr. P. Diddy, he had a argument with a young man, and it is said that the young man was, being provoking to Diddy, and there was some back and forth argument. As Jamaicans would say, when a tech chat from people, Diddy not tech chat from people, my love. Sean Diddy Combs is not the one that you're going to talk to and disrespect, and you think that your life is going to go on. And I'm going to have to say, as horrible as the guy is, in 2026 and onward, everyone needs to be like that. Don't allow people to be playing in y'all faces, disrespecting y'all. Sometimes God talks to us and say, let them go. But sometimes you have to just give them a beat down and teach them a thing or two. And I'm not saying that Diddy is right because I wasn't there, but honey, when I'm telling you, I heard that Diddy gave this man one heck of a beat down, and everywhere I go, and I got one really good source who said, girl, I'm gonna tell you this much. If people did not got involved, he would have killed that guy. The guy is badly beaten. Now they're saying that Sean Diddy Combs is still in confinement, right? But irrespective of the fact that he's still in confinement, solitary confinement, his release date has been bumped up to 1 month. Initially, he was scheduled to or expected to be released on February 23rd of 2028. But sweetie, honey, can you believe that? It has been moved up to January 24th, 2028. Now, I know that many people might be concerned and asking, why was his release date moved up, irrespective of him being in a fight? No. If you've been anywhere in those back offices, processing documents and all of stuff, and all the stuff, if you're a paralegal or anything like that, you will understand why the release date was still moved up, irrespective of the fact that he's in a sweatbox at this point, or I'm hoping that he is, even though he was defending himself. And you see, this is a thing. I can hate your guts, but I'm going to give you due justice. I can hate you and still give you due justice because I believe in rehabilitation. But this is not the only thing that can rehabilitate this demon of a Sean Diddy Combs is God himself. Nothing can rehabilitate. This man will not change and he's not going to change. And I would say to Alex Fine, hide your kids, hide your wife. I don't know where you're going to hide them from this demon when he gets out of jail. Hide your kids, hide your wife. Ensure that everyone in the house is trained how to handle a gun. Ensure that everyone is trained and have a black belt, even the baby, in Kung Fu. Ensure that you have a camera in every crevice and corner. And the moment you see something that looks a bit suspicious, even if you see a roach on the wall, an ant on the floor, if there's not normally a roach or an ant, don't think it's just a roach or an ant, because with this man, anything is possible. And you can't trust nothing, okay? So just be careful, So I'm just saying this man can't be trusted. But as it relates to why his prison release date was still moved up, irrespective of the fact that he beat up someone, is because when something has been signed off on, right? It has been signed off on already. So it was processed before the information was made public, which means that it was already processed and approved before the beatdown took place. Okay? So now that he has carried out the act of beating another man to a pulp, that is going to be another hearing that he's going to have to answer to. And the confinement might just be the only punishment he receives. There might not be any additional hearing because just as how you go to school, you go to work, and there are disciplinary actions. Ones that doesn't constitute you getting expelled, terminated, fired. That's what's going on here with Sean Diddy Combs being confined, right? Which means that the luxury of the outdoor and the this and the that has been taken away from him. So they may say that is punishment enough for him already, okay? But this demon, like hell, he's not going to stop. It's not even funny. So don't even take it serious if you guys hear me chuckling here and there a little bit or occasionally. You guys know that I'm always an advocate for rehabilitation, but this dude, only God can rehabilitate this demon. And we all know It's true. But anywho, boo boo, let me know what's your take about Sean Diddy Combs' prison date or prison release date. It has been bumped up a month earlier than expected, unfortunately for his victims. Man, I tell you, but who knows? Life is filled with possibilities and the possibilities are endless. So let's see what happens from here going forward because any game can be played. I just want those people who testified against him to be safe, you know? And when he comes out, he's going to be desperate for money and he's going to be more calculated as to the things that he's going to do for money. And he's coming back with that fire of bitterness, anger, and hatred. Hate. This man is coming back filled with hate for a lot of people, but he's gonna be diplomatic to still get around, you know? So he's gonna do everything he can to make money and he's gonna be more dangerous, a lot more dangerous, but he's gonna put on this smoke screen and mirror that he's a changed person and he's going to have all the rehearsed speech possible to prove that he has changed. But this bitch ain't changing no time soon. He ain't. Don't be tricked. Don't fall for it. Don't be a fool. This nigga, he ain't gonna change. He's not gonna change. And that's all I have to say about that. Peace.